All right, here we are. Playing that London life, baby. D4, Queen's Pawn. Usually, black will go D5 and blockade that pawn. But he kind of stops that pawn also by this other move. Get my dark square bishop out before I block it in with my other pawn moves. Defend my center pawn, open up my other bishop. Trying to develop my king side now. Get ready to castle if I decide to. And get the knight out. He attacks the knight. Get the bishop out. I believe this is where he brings his queen out. Now he's attacking the b2 pawn. They say not to blunder that b2 pawn, but I'm kind of late to defend it. So I threaten his bishop with the old pawn push. The old h3, baby. He takes my knight. I take with the pawn, anticipating he's going to take b2 with his queen, and I want keep my queen kind of nearby to defend the rook. How do I defend the rook? He's attacking it. Move the knight. Everything's pretty much defended here. He advances a pawn, creates his little pawn pyramid, and I castle. Get my other rook into the party. Go queen hunting. He makes a knight move, and I do a big old pawn push, baby. c4. Some of that c4 explosive pawn push. Now, if he takes with his pawn, I'm happy to take back with my bishop. Or my knight, I guess. Threatens my bishop with his knight. I offer a queen trade. Rather than taking my queen or moving his queen to safety, he defends it with the dark square bishop. Threatens my rook. After that exchange, I threaten his bishop. He takes my bishop with his knight. I take back, tripling my pawns, baby. Triple decker over here. It's not good. Not a good thing. Moves his bishop to safety, taking a pawn along the way. And I take his pawn with my rook from downtown. The old downtown Charlie Brown. He makes a mistake in castles, loses defense of his knight. So what do I do here? Take his knight. Now he wants me to take that pawn with my rook, but it's defended by his bishop, so I'm not going to do it. Or yeah. The old pawn push here, trying to instigate him to take that pawn, and then I could get my bishop on that square. That wouldn't be bad. He brings his rook to 7th heaven, attacks my knight. So I move my knight to a protected square. Attack his bishop with my knight. He doesn't really realize it and takes my pawn with his rook. I take his bishy. Attack another pawn with the knight. He threatens my bishop with his rook. I defend the bishop with my rook. He threatens my pawn with another pawn, wanting me to take on that square that he just moved to, but I'm going to take where I want to take. Not where you want me to take. Now I get my knight. Threaten his rook with my knight. Threaten a nice little check too with my if I move my rook right in front of his king, that's defended. What's he do now? He takes his rook all the way down and gets rid of my doubled pawn, attacks my bishop twice. Do I move the bishop? Do I defend him again? What do I do here? No, I just move my king forward one square, attack his rook. This probably wasn't the greatest move because I'm giving up a bishop and a rook for a rook, but I feel like I'm pretty well ahead. Take a pawn down. Now I'm 2 points up in material. But I'm being kind of annoying, so threatens my knight. Move my knight to safety, and I'm also rotating around so I could attack his rook with my knight. I got to do it in 2 moves. He pushes his passed pawn. Now I'm able to do it. Attack the rook, attack the passed pawn, fork. He attacks my knight. I take his passed pawn. Thank you very much. He pushes his flank pawn. I do a little measly pawn push, keeping it within reach of my king. I want to keep my king defending those 2 pawns. I attack his pawn with my knight. He defends his pawn. Move my king forward. You got to get your king active in the end game. I was thinking he was going to push his flank pawn and try to put me in check, and I just move my king forward 1 square. Now I instigate again. He pushes and closes the position, and I move my king into this little hole that he created. If he takes my pawn, I take it back with the king. If he moves his pawn forward, I take it with the knight, defended by the king. He's coming after my rook, baby. He's coming after my rook. I'm coming after his rook. Is he going to move it? No, he's going to come after my rook. Offer a little rook trade. But no, I'm going to attack your pawn. He moves his rook back for some reason. I'm not sure why. I take the free pawn. Attacks my knight. Now I jump my knight in front of his pawn, blockading it. He does the old pawn push. I take his pawn. Connect my 2 pawns. Sooner or later. There it is. Connected pawns are powerful in the end game. Pretty much any time they're powerful. That's why you don't want those tripled pawns or doubled pawns. Now we're racing, baby. It's a pawn race. Oh, I'm behind his pawn. You want to get behind the passed pawn with your rook, whether you're or your opponent's passed pawn. Either one, you want to get behind him, whether you're attacking him or defending him. He defends his passed pawn with his rook. I attack his rook with my knight. He tries to stop my pawn advance. He wants to protect that promotion square, but forgot that I'm attacking his rook with my knight. Oh no! Mr. Bill attacks my pawn. I defend my pawn. Yeah, he can't attack that back pawn either because it's defended by the king. So I take his passed pawn. Uh-oh, he's only got a king on the board. What now? Put him in check. Checkmate.